Oh, hey! We don't have a flashing red light to tell us when we're being on, so who knows? We could have been picking our nose. Okay, so we are going to make a yeast donut and a cake donut. It's kind of like yeast versus cake, which they're both delicious. So
They're very
nobody's
so we
gonna
just have a choice.
They're gonna win. Everyone's gonna win.
They're donuts.
So we have never made a homemade yeast donut.
Nope. Ever. Ever. Ever, ever.
So we'll see how that goes. Now you've made the cake.
I've made the cake one, and it's divine, and it's easy. So you don't even have to use a mixer for it. You can just do a
Really?
bowl and a whisk. It's super, super simple.
Oh, okay. So I was looking, I found the yeast donuts on Pinterest.
My favorite site.
I know. And the one that I picked, it easy, because everybody
Yes.
has the ingredients in your house. So it's simple ingredients, but it takes like 10 days to make. So
So we cut it down to one. Okay, in half.
Yeah. So tonight, we're going to prepare the yeast dough because it has to sit in your fridge 2 to 8 hours or overnight.
Yes.
And it's probably better overnight because that way the butter can solidify.
Yes.
And it makes your donuts more airy. I understood that from what I read. We'll find this. Okay, so
I didn't clap this time.
I know. So, let's give the ingredients.
Okay, so what it is 1 1/8 cup of whole milk warm.
Okay, it's 2 tablespoons. It's 1
The eighth of a
cup
cup, yeah.
and 2 tablespoons of milk. Nobody has an eighth of a cup. She did. It was a miracle.
Thank you, my husband. Okay, 1/4 cup of sugar, 2 1/4 teaspoons or 1 package of instant or active dry yeast, 2 whole large eggs lightly beaten, so we'll take care of that.
Yep.
1 1/4 stick of unsalted butter, which is 10 tablespoons of butter melted, 4 cups of all-purpose flour, a half a teaspoon, and then
A half teaspoon of what?
of salt. A half a teaspoon of of salt. And
That's
then,
for the dough.
And that's for the dough. And then you'll need shortening or oil
for your
frying,
frying.
but we'll get that tomorrow.
That's
so,
tomorrow, yeah.
So that's what we're gonna do.
So
right,
step 1.
we're gonna warm 1 1/8 cup of whole milk or whatever milk you
I don't
have.
have whole milk. Does it say whole milk?
It says whole milk, but I think it's okay because I never have whole milk.
I don't either.
Ugh.
We hate it.
So I always use. I have 2%.
Mine is whatever we have in there. So
So I use 2%. I haven't noticed a difference at all. So do 30 seconds.
okay, we'll do 30 seconds.
So it's just to warm to the touch is all it is. And then we're going to put it in the bowl, mixing bowl with the yeast. And
So
I
it
believe
activates
the
it.
sugar.
So
I think the sugar too. So
not yet.
Hold on.
Does it? Oh yes, the
Hold
sugar
on.
too.
Yes, add the sugar
with the
with
yeast
the
and the
yeast and the milk.
And that way it says the yeast comes alive. And hint, if your milk is too hot, you can kill the yeast. So we don't want it too hot. You want it just right, so the yeast can live.
A good tip is never add salt directly to your yeast because it will kill it as well.
I didn't know that.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay, I think we're good.
All right.
And it's like warming up a baby's bottle. Do you want to?
My hands are clean.
Oh yeah, I licked it and then I put it in there.
Okay, it's good. It's good. We're good.
So we're gonna pour it in
Pour it
here.
in there. Pour the yeast
I'm gonna
on
put
top,
the yeast on top.
and then we'll pour the sugar in.
No,
and
I
then
thought
we'll
the sugar
stir.
goes first.
Well, I can do that.
Oh wait a minute, let's read it. What does it say?
Well, it just says add the milk to the mixing bowl, add the sugar,
and then stir.
stir. Oh, and then add the yeast.
Then add these. See? You gotta read those words. Okay, so I'm gonna
a
stir
1/4
that.
cup of sugar.
And I'm gonna add these, and then it has to sit for 5 minutes.
5 minutes. It's gonna bloom.
Okay, there you
While
go.
she's doing that, I'm actually going over to the stove and I'm going to melt 1 1/4 stick of butter.
Unsalted.
Unsalted. You use unsalted, don't you?
It calls for unsalted, and anytime you bake, use unsalted. Because, and then she doesn't, I do. So 4 cups of, I'm over here. 4 cups of flour. And I always spoon it in. I'm just gonna sift the flour and the salt. So all the ingredients is flour, salt, yeast, butter, milk, eggs. Did I miss it? That's it. Beat the eggs.
So while we're waiting, we're going to explain a little bit why we're doing this with YouTube or on a channel is,
It's YouTube.
yeah, well, the YouTube channel. Sorry, I am so tired. There's just a lot of yucky stuff going on outside, and we kind of want to do something fun, something light.
Yeah.
We are not professional cooks
We are not professional.
at all. This is a joke.
No,
These are
actually we're amateur chefs.
okay, we're amateur. Okay, I should have put amateur.
Yes, but
Oh well.
we just
So-
love baking.
We do, and probably the majority of what we're going to do is try new recipes, whether it's sweet, savory, and see how it works. And you know, we might have some fails, which we probably will, and we might have some really, really good, yummy stuff that we'll probably have to share because we can't eat it all. And anyway, so we just want to have fun. This is just for fun. This is just because we love doing this, and we don't expect to
No.
become Food Network stars.
Spreading our joy.
We are. We would like to do that because there's just a lot of that out there.
Okay.
Okay, we're good. So now,
So now we're gonna add the butter. Okay, tell me what to
we're
do.
going to add the beaten egg
Okay,
and the butter. So let me go.
And we're gonna stir those before. I'm not gonna stir it with my hook. Right? Can you? Okay.
Absolutely. I do that with my.
Okay, so
bread.
do I stir the eggs first?
start it on, or yeah, start it on.
Start it on?
Yes, turn it on, and I will drizzle the butter in.
Okay. There we go.
Okay. I'm right behind you.
Okay. Now, are you sure you can do that without spilling it all over the
I
place?
don't know. Wait. Okay, now start. Well, now we're gonna do the
Now,
flour.
it says to slowly add the flour.
Okay, so we can do that. So if you want to,
The flour and the
salt.
salt.
We're gonna mix it for 5. Well, we're gonna mix it until the dough comes together.
Yeah. And then you knead it
for
with,
5
for
minutes.
5 minutes. So,
And then afterwards, you let it rest in this bowl for 10 minutes before you transfer it to the bowl we're gonna put in the refrigerator.
so after it's incorporated, so
After
look,
after
it's
it turns
incorporating.
into a dough, then we're going to knead it for 5 minutes.
So as we were kneading it for the past 5 minutes, we noticed it's supposed to be thick and sticky, but it wasn't
Super
super
soft.
sticky. So it was super sticky, super soft. We added about a
Between a third
third and a half a cup more flour. So my recommendation is 4.5 cups of flour. We did 4 originally, but we added 4.5 just so it could form just a little bit. We'll see. I don't think it'll hurt it. We'll find out tomorrow when we fry them. Okay, so this is what the dough looks like. So it's sticky and thick. That's what you want, because that's what they told us.
That's what we just read.
And so I'm gonna put this baby in this greased pan that I sprayed with
And it's coming out of the
Pam.
blade.
Get it? I'm making some jokes over here. And you're gonna cover it with saran. Uh-oh. What are you doing behind my
Nothing.
back?
Not a thing.
You're gonna cover it with saran wrap in the greased pan with Pam.
Say that 10 times.
And that's it. So it's gonna go in overnight.
Yep.
It's gonna be all just hopefully perfect.
Yummy.
And then tomorrow, we'll be making these beautiful babies. And oh yeah, this is why it takes 100 years for these to make. Because after tomorrow after tonight, yeah, you know, because tomorrow usually comes after tonight. We roll out the dough, cut it, and then it has to sit for an hour.
So while they're doing that, then that's when we'll make the chocolate
Yes.
ones.
So, and then these better turn out delicious. That's all I'm saying. You better be worth this.
Oh, we'll just eat the glaze. It's okay.
Oh yeah, I'll just drink it. Okay, so we'll see you tomorrow sometime. Yeah, in the morning. You know.
Hi guys.
Hi.
We are back.
Yes, it's time to make the donuts.
So,
Isn't that from a commercial?
I have no idea.
Yeah,
Is it?
like an old, like from the 70s, from Dunkin'
I wasn't
Donuts.
born then. Okay.
Okay, come here. So we went ahead and rolled out the dough
Cut them.
and cut them. So look how pretty.
Oh, so okay.
In an hour.
In an hour. Yeah.
So we have our donuts and
our holes.
our donuts. Donut holes, okay, Andrea. Okay, so I actually ended up rolling out 21 donuts with that dough and 21 holes.
Yes.
Donut holes, okay.
Donut holes.
One thing that we failed to mention yesterday is you have to.
Well, we didn't mention it failed to do
Okay, well, we forgot. You have to let the dough rest 10 minutes
in the bowl after you finish kneading it.
before you put it in the fridge.
We remembered when we were going to bed last night.
Yeah, I was looking over the recipe and I was like, oh.
But
Oh, wow.
when we got it out this morning, it looked beautiful. So
It-
it rolled out beautifully.
Oh,
Easy.
and it rose in the fridge.
It did.
So you had to punch it down.
So we'll see what happens. So
I think we'll be fine.
I
I got my fryer all ready. I got a frying 101 lesson last night from my husband. He uses this all the time. We'll see. And then, okay, so these are gonna raise another hour before we fry them. So she's now.
So now we're going to make chocolate cake donuts. This is super easy. You don't need a mixer. You actually need just a whisk. That's what I did.
a whisk.
A whisk. So we're gonna do, you need 2 bowls. So in one bowl, you're gonna do the wet ingredients. In the larger bowl, where you're gonna pour the liquid, you're gonna put the dry ingredients. So for the dry ingredients, you need 1 cup flour and a half. Now I've only made this once,
A half a cup of
but
sugar.
a half a cup of sugar.
Does that go in with the
It
flour?
goes in with the flour.
Okay.
We're gonna do a 1/4 cup of baking, or cocoa. Cocoa powder. My goodness, sakes alive.
Okay, that. Well, I think.
Is that the lesser one?
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I think there's a 1/4 cup in here.
Okay.
So we probably don't need this.
So while she's doing the 1/4 cup, we also need a half a teaspoon of baking soda. And then a 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt. There it is. Just a teeny bit. Teeny bit. So just be careful.
So you do need the 4th. Oh, that's for the frosting.
Okay, so now we're gonna just whisk these together. So now we're going to
little
make,
teeny tiny.
I know they're sweet needle. We're going to make the liquid. So we're gonna need one large egg, because we're also going to use a 1/4 cup of vegetable oil, a 1/4 cup of milk. It just says milk, so whatever milk you have. So a half a teaspoon of vanilla. Where's the half a teaspoon?
Well, there's the vanilla.
That's right here. Okay, I'll get it. And then 6 tablespoons of sour cream.
Okay.
Now we're gonna whisk this together. We're gonna stir the wet into the dry. We're gonna go ahead and fold in the mini chocolate chips. Alrighty.
Switch with ya. So that's a 1/4 of a cup.
It's a 1/4 cup. What we need is it's a donut pan. And I'm going to grab a spoon.
And you the donut pan.
I did, just a little bit. You don't, this one is not, it's very non-stick. You don't have to, but I did because
Just in case.
it's one of those days. So this is what it looks like. And then what you're going to do is, I'll move this out of the way. All right, is you're going to spoon the batter into the donut pans. Maybe like halfway up.
That's it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, because they
will raise. They will rise.
So will you, okay.
In the oven. So
They'll
it's,
raise in the oven.
they'll raise in the oven. You
And
don't.
then-
There's no waiting. There's just you put them right in
So this
right
is,
in the oven. This is super
No
simple.
wait donuts.
is
Like
no
if you
wait.
want a donut for breakfast, this is the way to go.
Yeah. You just do this. You put it in the oven, 375. Preheat your oven to 375. And then
For
you
8 minutes.
for just 8 minutes
Wow.
until you touch it, and if it springs back,
Then
then
you're good.
it's finished. So we're just gonna go ahead and finish filling this, and then we'll put it in the oven, and then we'll meet you back to fry the donuts. Okay.
So these are done.
So if you want to come over and they can see what they look like, we took them out. They were in for 8 minutes at 375, and then
That was it,
you
too.
cool them in the pan. And then what we did is we made no.
Don't flip it?
No, not yet.
Oh.
So we took 1.5 cups of powdered sugar, 1/4 cup of milk, and a teaspoon of vanilla, and I whisked it in here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take them out, dip them in here, and just put them on here.
Oh, okay. So I'll let you do you.
I'll
me see
do
'em.
me.
Let me see
So
'em.
this is what they look like.
Oh.
They smell divine, so you just
That's it.
dip them in the glaze.
Okay, so why don't I just hand them to you?
Okay.
And you glaze them.
And what I did last time
Oh, I
is
love this pan.
I had enough to where I actually glazed them twice,
Well, let's do that.
and it made them better.
What a difference from these to the
So
the
yeah, so
yeast
these
one.
are very easy.
The yeast
so
ones
much
are still
easier.
rising.
They're less time consuming, so you
Yeah.
can actually do chocolate cake donuts. You can actually do vanilla. You can do confetti, strawberry, anything. You can be very creative with it. Just look for some recipes for it. Whoops, that one kind of fell apart.
Uh-oh.
Well, that's all right. I'll just dig it out and eat it. All right.
Okay, I'm gonna take a bite. That's good.
There it is. These are the chocolate cake donuts.
Really good. These are fast. I mean, let's see.
Less
Less than 30 minutes.
From the time you start to the time you do this.
Mix, bake, and frost.
Mm-hmm.
It's less than 30 minutes because they only bake for 8 minutes.
Yep.
Okay, these are a winner.
Okay. All right, we'll see you guys when we're ready to fry the donuts.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be big time.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, it's time to fry the yeast donuts. They are ready. If you see, they have doubled in their size, so they're ready to go to fry. I'm a little nervous because I have never used this by myself. My husband is the fry king in this house. He makes his famous chicken strips.
Yes. they're
And
good.
he uses this, and I've just watched from a distance. So,
with our plates ready.
yes. So, okay, so we're gonna fry 'em a minute on each side, it says.
Okay.
At 375. You do not have to use a fryer. I have one, so I'm just gonna use it.
You can use like a cast iron
Yes.
with about 3 inches of oil.
But it has
in
to
there.
be
375.
75.
Always make sure you have them on
Also,
there for
please be careful when you're frying anything to not burn yourself.
that.
And
Please,
so,
or your house down.
yes, and we're gonna try that really hard today.
I know, would be very appreciative if we don't.
Okay, so I'm gonna do 2 at a time,
Do I come in and look?
and
And here we go.
here we go.
Here they are. Oh, ooh, the sizzle. That's a good sound.
I'm trying not to get them on your tongue.
I know.
It's a good sound.
It's not gonna splat. It's not like chicken.
It won't.
This
splat.
doesn't have a lot of moisture in it like chicken does, so we're good. And so you're just gonna
Oh.
cook a minute.
Then you cool it, and then here's the most delicious glaze, which is a half a cup of butter melted. Then you put 2 teaspoons of vanilla in it after it's melted and mix it together. You add 4 cups of powdered sugar, mix it together. It will be very thick. And then you can add milk or heavy cream to thin it out a little bit. So it needs to be a thickish, enough to, it'll dip without tearing the donut.
Do you
But
wanna see?
you need it to,
So I didn't do a minute, but look at that.
those are beautiful. You just, until they're golden brown.
And a trick is use a wooden skewer to flip.
That's easier than trying to reach in with your,
Well,
a spoon. Well, you can do a slotted spoon as
yes,
well.
you can. I'm just using a wooden skewer because to me it's easier. Okay, so Andrew and I used to do these.
Mhm.
We used to fry.
Well, they were made differently, or prepared differently.
Yes.
But we fried them.
Yes. Okay. So I'm just gonna.
Just take them out.
I was gonna dump them, but I don't want to.
No.
So I'm just. Oh my gosh, this reminds me.
Those are perfect.
These are perfect. Oh, look. Oh.
Now, you know, with the glaze, you can also do a chocolate glaze and do that as well, instead of just
Oh,
the
yeah.
regular vanilla glaze.
So here we go for round
So
2.
you let them cool slightly,
and then
and then you're going to dump them in this bowl of heaven, and both sides, and then I'm gonna walk them over there.
yes. With the dough, did I already say how much? With the dough, I don't think I've told you. We rolled out 21 donuts with the dough.
I thought it was 20.
I made an extra.
Oh, you did?
I did. I snuck one in.
All right.
So 21, and then of course 21 donut holes. I think I've mentioned that. But oh my gosh. Okay.
I need a spoon or,
The dough, the thing got little thick on you.
it did, let me,
Do you want to thin it down with more cream?
no, I'll just do this.
Okay.
I'm not afraid to get my fingers dirty. Oh, hello, honey. You're so pretty. All right, guys, there you go, our first one.
Are you sure you don't want to thin it down?
Let's try it. After I stirred it, let's try it.
Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to do a couple of these donut holes. These won't take long at all. You can do multiple donut holes at the same time.
30 seconds.
30 seconds. So the donut holes are not easy, as we see. They're a little, you gotta take some tricks to get these donut holes to cook or fry. What I'm doing, I'm just grabbing it with my tongs and forcing it down so it'll bake or fry. There we go. So these were, I thought they were gonna be easier than the donuts. They're not. But again, please be careful when you're frying. Don't do these with little ones around.
Okay, we're done. And we didn't burn the house down?
We didn't. It was super easy to do in that fryer.
Yes.
It did not take a minute on each side in that fryer. It was more like 30 seconds on each
It
side.
was fast.
And so just watch what you're doing when you're making the,
Once it's brown, golden brown,
then
turn
flip it, yeah. So just really watch what you're doing because,
Never leave it.
oh no, they'll burn in a heartbeat. So this is my opinion about yeast versus the cake donut. Obviously the cake donut is more easy to make, simple ingredients. It doesn't take that under 30 minutes,
Oh, yeah.
probably under 20 minutes,
Oh,
really.
yeah.
They're really good, fast. If you want a donut and you don't want to wait, these are the go-to. They're super good. You can play with them.
Oh, yeah.
Like you said, you can do all sorts of things. Make a confetti one, a vanilla
Put
one.
sprinkles on top. Do
And the
it.
pans, I recommend getting those pans.
Oh.
They're Wilton.
The Wilton donut pans I
Yeah.
just got from Amazon.
Non-stick, they're easy to work with. The glaze was super easy. It just had milk, powdered sugar, and vanilla.
That's it.
Easy. The yeast donuts are worth every moment of your time. I kept sneaking bites of the donut holes.
Oh, yeah.
Worth it. If you have the time and the means, first of all, the ingredients are simple. You have them in your house already. And so if you have the time
And the patience.
and the patience, then get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and make your family donuts. Again, the dough has to chill for between 2 to 8 hours or overnight. I love them both. They're both equally satisfying. This is just a lot of time, the yeast ones. Another recommendation is we used cream,
heavy
cream in the glaze for the donut,
It was
the
too-
yeast donuts.
Too thick.
Yeah, and so do not use cream, just use milk. It's thinner, it will thin out your frosting for the
So
glaze.
I did thin it out a little bit with milk and it
Yeah.
much better.
The donut holes are a little tricky to fry. They kept wanting to not flip over, and so I guess practice. But these look delicious. So what's your opinion?
That donuts are amazing. Of course, I've had the chocolate donuts before, and
Yeah.
and they were good. And there was a familiar taste to it, and then you guys
Cocoa
pinpointed
Puffs.
the Cocoa Puffs. It tastes like if you like Cocoa Puffs, there you go.
Yeah.
The yeast donuts, it actually is worth. I would make it the night before.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why is when Nikki was rolling it out, it rolled out beautifully and easily. I mean, it was easy, cut out, put it in there. So honestly, just whip it the night before, take it out in the morning, roll it, let it rise an hour, go get in the shower while it's raising
Yeah.
for an hour, and then you can make the donuts. You can make them any time of the day, honestly. Doesn't have to do it in the
Doesn't
morning.
have to be the morning.
They're both of them are extremely delicious and
yeah.
very non-fat.
The donuts are, it says in the recipe, they'll be airy.
Yes, and they are.
And they are. I'm going to cut one open so you can see how airy these are. And look at that. See how airy? Okay, I just have to, I don't know. Let's just rip that off and take a bite. Seriously. Okay. This is our lunch.
Yes, we haven't eaten lunch yet, so here we go. It has eggs in it, and it has milk. That is really good.
Crispy who? Just eat these. I'm proud of us. We've never done this before. We took on the challenge. Andrew and I do have experience in making donuts.
Not like
Not homemade.
no.
My dad ran a convenience store 100 years ago. And he would sell donuts in the shop. And they were frozen. They
And we
would come
take them
from-
out the night before, put them in the cooler, take them out when we get there in the morning, and fry them up and do all sorts of stuff.
Oh
with
yeah,
them.
we did glazed donuts, we did maple bars, chocolate bars, cinnamon rolls. This takes me back.
Mm-hmm. It does.
This is a good thing.
It was fun.
A good thing. Okay, so next time it is we're going to challenge. I have never made a homemade cheesecake.
We're going to make homemade cheesecake. We've never made it, so we're going to take on that task.
We'll see.
All right, so we'll see you
Okay.
guys next time.
Happy Donut Day.